initiative we have to try to jumpstart local economic development in New York State. It's called Startup New York. And Startup New York works off a very simple idea. The governor introduced this last year and got the legislature to pass the program into law at the end of the legislative session back in June of 2013. Startup New York is a system through which we ask colleges and universities, from 2-year community colleges in the SUNY and CUNY system to 4-year to research universities, SUNY, CUNY, public, private, all the universities in the state. We ask them if they want to participate. They designate undeveloped land or empty buildings that's in their control and to create on it a tax-free zone, meaning they can apply to have a zone created, and I'll get to the Brooklyn example in a second, and then they can work with us to recruit startup companies, new companies from out of state that might want to come into New York City, New York State, or even the expansion of an existing New York company that has a new division, a new technology, a new function, to come into that startup zone and have a complete tax abatement for 10 years, including no income tax for the workers that work there, no corporate income tax, no franchise fees, no real estate tax, no property tax. The state is offering this window, this 10-year window, very important, for a full-on 10-year elimination of all of those taxes as a way to do several things. One, keep innovation, new companies, the research, the technology that we generate, our young people generate in our youth, to keep it in New York State. We have a historic problem of losing a lot of that talent and a lot of that capacity and a lot of that innovation to Texas and Arizona and places like even Boston and North Carolina. So A, we want to capture all of the great intellectual property and innovation that occurs in our campus. We want to capture it in here. B, we certainly want to provide a more welcoming environment for startup firms that we can attract from outside New York, because we want to drive more private sector investment and private sector job growth. And that's kind of an obvious economic development goal. But then also we recognize there are opportunities for existing in-state companies. There are about 500,000 companies in New York State, employing 7.5 million New Yorkers, actually at the highest level of private sector employment we've ever had as a state. But there are opportunities when a company is going to expand, and they'll take that expansion out of state, and we want to capture that if we can. So for Brooklyn's case, and this is still very early stage, the CUNY leadership has identified Medgar Evers as the anchor for the startup initiative for Brooklyn. And so I saw John Flato, who many of you know recently. We're working with Medgar Evers. And what's powerful about this is they are, the way it's working now, what we're hoping, this is up to them, but we're suggesting a partnership between Medgar Evers and Mike Polly, where's Carnegie Mellon that should be coming to Steiner at the Navy Yard, and Pratt, just as a starting group of schools, to do this Startup New York initiative as a collaboration, public and private, and all of those schools participating. Now again, ESC's job is to support that and make it happen. If this is up to them. We're helping them do it. We've had meetings just this week on this. So we should know more later this spring about this Startup New York program and how it would play out, again, based at Medgar Evers, but in collaboration with these other schools. Imagine both the degree to which that could provide a home for young companies to grow, but also an opportunity to attract businesses to Brooklyn that we don't currently have. A very powerful formula. And the last thing I wanted to mention, and is Reggie still here?
Definitely.
Oh, okay. Oh, there well, now, and he's got the camera thing going. But Reggie knows that does not intimidate me, because he and I know each other for a very long time. So the first thing I'd say, and I need Celeste Morris, Celeste to back me up on this, that Reggie Sweeney is, broadly speaking, you could say he's one of the most important advocates for MWBE policy in the state. Personally, I would say he's the most important advocate for me, just personally as a friend. And that's because, those of you who know Reggie, Pauline Barfield is nodding in agreement. And I said, Celeste, we'll know where I'm going with this. And know that Reggie... He has the biggest mouth. He has a... Well, I'll let... Record her what she just said. I didn't say that. Because Reggie has the real experience of a painter, a contractor, a subcontractor, and he always... at least shares with me the reality, the real world experience of the obstacles, the problems, the good things and the bad things of MWBE policy and programs in the city and the state. He's my go-to guy for the reality check. Fair?
Thank you.
Take that. That was a good go-to guy. That's good. And so Reggie and I will speak after this meeting, because he's right. We do have these casual, in big group settings, we see each other and then we don't really talk. But Reggie's really, really helpful, and he will no doubt give me guidance on some of the issues that he raised a moment ago. But I will say a couple things on this, because for Pauline and Reggie, Celeste, and others in the room, we've done a lot to try and improve our systems around MWBE opportunities. Meaning at ESD we do three things under the law. We do the certification of minority women-owned firms and the recertification required in the new law. We do what we call business development, which is, well, once you get your certification, Pauline and I have had this discussion, well, what good is it if you don't get work, right? So you have to get the information about the procurement opportunities, and you have to turn certification into a contract, a job, or procurement. It's a little bit like, this is oversimplifying it, but you know, you could go to great lengths to get a driver's license. If you never drive a car, what's the point? You're carrying on for what, right? So certification is like a